So I just got back home. However, I have been out of my state recently. So welcome to New Comic Book Day. However, this is not from my local comic book shop because I was out of state. I actually had the pleasure of going to a new comic book store with a good friend of mine online, tagging him in the comments below because he is much more active online, especially in the comic book community, whereas I just kind of live and sometimes I record things. So I am your Geek King. Let's go through some pickups. So this was from His and Hers Comics in Greenfield, Massachusetts that I went to. Really great place there. I mean, everything's super organized and they have an amazing selection. So I kind of splurged a little bit. I spent almost $70 there. Um, Luckily, I'm picking up some extra shifts next week, so it's okay. This stack isn't purchases that I made, but it's stuff that I was given from the creator in the comments below. No Man's Land issue 1. I almost picked this one up, and he said, I have it. It was a really long read. It reads very slow because it's a lot of text. But if you are interested in it, I'll give it to you. So there's that. That one's from him. So this whole stack is. And then we've got The Amazing Spider-Man issue 1, 6, 7, 8, I believe. 8, 9, 10, 11. This is a series that he just wasn't a big fan of. I was interested in a little bit, and he had a large selection of them. So he had them in his car and just handed them over. So thank you again, King of None. Now we're getting into the actual comic book pickups. Once again, this is from His and Hers Comics out in Greenfield, Massachusetts. Pretty cool selection, pretty cool place. They had a lot of cool stuff, and I will absolutely be returning. Speaking of Absolute, I have fallen behind on the Absolute universe, and I have not picked up any of the Green Lantern. I have not picked up any of Wonder Woman, any of Martian Manhunter, and I'm very far behind on both Superman and Batman. Flash is the only one that I'm really caught up on. I've heard amazing things about Wonder Woman, so I got the Wonder Woman trade paperback. That was very exciting. And then I got Mr. Terrific Year 1, issue 3. I know they're on issue 5. I only have issue 1, and I couldn't find issue 2 there, so I picked up issue 3. I have Absolute Flash issue 4. I have every single issue except issue 4, and I've refused to read beyond issue 3 until I could find issue 4. So none of my comic book shops near me have had it. None of the comic book shops between New Hampshire and Connecticut. I've been everywhere, okay, and I haven't been able to find it. I finally found it at His and Hers, so that was really exciting. So after this, after I film this, I'm probably gonna sit down, read Absolute Flash 4 through 7, which is all that's out at the moment. But still, I'm very excited. This was a really fun run while I was reading it. I picked up the Umbrella Academy issues 1, 2, and 3 for Plan B. I have not read the original Umbrella Academy series, but the creator, who I'm friends with, he mentioned that he's been reading it and he hasn't read the original one, and that it still makes a lot of sense. It's still an enjoyable series. I loved the show, and I've read bits and pieces of the original comic, and I would really like to get into it. It's just Umbrella Academy is just really interesting to me, so I'm very excited to finally pick that up, and I'm very excited to give that a good read. These come out every like 4 months, he said, so I'm going to be waiting a while till issue 4, so I'm probably not going to read these instantly. I have quite a large backlog, and this is just 3 issues until the 4th one comes out, so I don't mind that. Finally, the last pickup for comics that I made at His and Hers is this Red Band Marvel Zombies cover. I actually have issue 1 of the original Robert Kirkman run of Marvel Zombies, and it's signed by Arthur Suddam, the Zombie King. He has done some variant covers of The Walking Dead, some variant covers of Marvel Zombies, and I have a cover signed by him. Coolest moment ever. One of my few comic creators that I've ever met, and he signed it for me for free. I was really young at the time. I was at a Comic-Con, and I went up to him and I was like, hey, how much? He said, $20. I was going to go to my mom and harass her, like, hey, can I get $10 more so I can go get this signed? And as I was walking away, he goes, kid, how old are you? I was like, I don't know. I was probably 14 at the time. And he goes, come over here. He signs it for me. It was a super cool moment. And yeah, he was a great guy, fun to meet, and I love the Marvel Zombies universe. I haven't I heard of this, and I don't know what to expect for this. This is my first ever Red Band um, comic, which is just explicit content in general. I know they have a Wolverine run right now. They had a Blade run. I believe they have a Ghost Rider run recently. They have quite a few. So yeah, I'm very excited. I made two more pickups at his and hers, but they weren't comics. They were just comic related. I didn't pick up any action figures or statues, even though there was a Logan one that I really wanted to pick up. I love Wolverine. But they're in here. They're glasses. They're stuff that I wanted to get for a while. I'm going to set this down here while I open these up and show you. They had a large selection, and it was hard for me to pick just two. Unfortunately, I had to limit myself a little bit because, like I said, I spent $70, and these were $10 a glass. However, I was able to pick up two of them. I picked up Guardians of the Galaxy, one of my favorite movies. I love James Gunn's work, and this one was just, it felt like a must. They're a little bit dusty. I'm gonna have to wash them before I use them. But yeah, like it's, I love these kind of collectible cups, and I want to get a bunch of geeky ones. Um, and then the other one that felt like a must, because this is kind of what indoctrinated me into the superhero world. But it's X-Men. Um, I love the look of these glasses. They also had a Superman one I wanted to pick up. They had a couple of shot glasses. I don't drink, like I don't need shot glasses or anything, so I prioritized these. But I couldn't resist some nice geeky houseware. I think they look nice on display even if I wanted to, but they will go to use here. I'm gonna go wash them in a second. Anyways, I've got a lot more stuff to move in. I'm gonna show you a little behind the scenes. I've got boxes upon boxes of stuff to move in. So I just real quick wanted to film my new comic book day video. I'll edit this up, and that'll be my little bit of a break from moving stuff into my apartment. And yeah, I hope you guys have enjoyed. Happy new comic book day. Have a good week.